Hey, this is Ron Janish. It's Thursday, the 8th of December, and it's about 11 o'clock in California. That means about 2 more hours until the New York market closes. And yesterday, if you remember, let's see how we left things. Let's take a quick look. There we go. Okay, yesterday, this is one of my accounts. This is what happened in there. Yesterday we got out of the gas, we got out of the heating oil, took a profit in each one of those here. And we left the day with open positions in dollar index, cattle, soy meal, and gold. So let's take a look and see how those are going. Okay. Dollar index is doing reasonably well. Okay, if you remember in yesterday's video, I suggested it may go down one more time rather quickly before it goes up, and anybody who took advantage of that just had the opportunity of a lifetime here. This is wonderful. Just did a quick dip and boom. This is a 1 hour chart, by the way. Okay, so gold, yep, still going down. Okay, this has a lot more to go, quite a bit. Okay, so we're looking at easily new lows. Easily. Okay, let's look at cattle. Cattle went down to, yesterday it went up to an intersection of an ML and an MLH. Today it went down to an intersection of an ML and MLH. And today it did what I call create an SH point. So we may see it go up again briefly here before it goes down a whole lot more. But for this to go down a whole bunch, down to this area here would not surprise me. This area here being down 103 or so. ZMH, the soy meal. That's done reasonably well. Went also to an intersection of an ML and an MLH, and there we are. And down she went. And we have a new indicator that we've been working with that we discovered that we're calling it the new Babson Action Point because it's one of the things with Babson is that you draw this thing called a center line. Let's say this is a center line here, okay? And let's say this is an action line, and then you draw a reaction line that's equidistant. And the idea is that when the market comes down to the reaction point, it's supposed to bounce off and up we go. And this would be a perfect situation, but as you know, this is a median line and parallels drawn with perfect 20/20 hindsight. So anyway, the whole idea is to be able to know this point here ahead of time, or this area here with a high probability. And so what we've done is we have done a lot of work on it and done some testing and made some real money. And I can tell you that this here was the Babson action point, and this was a Babson action point. So based on that theory, this one might go up a little ways here, but then down we go some more. So anyway, we've done some new research on it, and we really like the results we have. And just for grins, I'll show you where we may have a Babson action point in the S&P. Okay, now what happens is we, with the Babson action point, we get to draw a line, and quite often when prices go to that line, they reverse and go the other way for a long time. Okay, so let's take this one here. So we'd be looking at up here in the 1265 area. 1265, 1266, maybe go 1270, who knows, in ES. Okay, so that's what we're looking at as a potential action point. Now, just want you to know that it doesn't work 100%. Here's a bunch of lines drawn that are really pretty useless. Let's move all drawings. Boom. Okay. because we had a Babson action point up here, and prices just said, no, the hell with it. I'm just going through it like crazy. Okay. And when that happens, if you say to sell at the action point and it just keeps on going, you wind up with a loss. Okay. Kind of like we had up here. Okay. But if you find the action point and you take advantage of it properly and it works for you, then you wind up having these nice pretty numbers like in here. So that's futures trading and risky stuff, many will tell you. And so what we're looking at in the S&P is possibly something up here. Our action point would be in this area here. Okay, so the idea is that we'd be able to draw an action line, and this would be the action line, and then we'd be able, then what we would look for is the center line, and then draw the reaction line. And so that's a lot. Okay, but let me take a nice example. There we go. Okay, so in this one here, your action point was here, and your second action point was here, which was kind of neat. Is that an action? Really? Yeah, it is. So what happens is, in this case, for example, we would have a where do you draw the center line? I'd have to take a look at some other criteria I can't show you here. But bottom line is let's say if we drew a median line, that's no fun. That's nothing I'd use either. So let's just use the daily. Okay, so anyway, we have an action point here and an action point here, and see if there's no centered line in between. It's kind of weird when we use the action points, when we use the new Babson action points. Even though ideally I would have a reaction point out here, I quite often don't, and so I just wait for 5 swings. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swings. Okay, and then it came up to another action point. So action points are really good because they give you a pretty good idea as to where the market is likely to turn, just like reaction lines do. But these are different because at a reaction line, it kind of says, yeah, you probably get some support and resistance there. And then sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. And if it doesn't, it keeps on going to the next reaction line. So it's a different concept. Anyway, good old ES. Remember, keep an eye on it. If we get a reversal, we might get one up here around 2265 to 70. So watch for that. And this is Ron Janish. Going to be signing off right after I tell you about andrewscourse.com, where you can click on Andrew's course and the page, and it says subscribe free Precision Trader Group. It's totally free, no baloney. You click on that. It's a Yahoo group. You get some nice free emails there whenever we send them out. Yahoo's a little on the slow side sometimes, so you want to watch that. So you may get notices from Yahoo at night that I wrote in the morning. Weird as that is. How we deal with that for people who are course members is typically I BCC them directly so they get the mail direct, which is wonderful, and they're effectively in a private email group also. So they just get it directly, and there's no hassle. They get it right away. So, and if you'd like to take the course, please go to andrewscourse.com, click on products page. You can see everything there. Otherwise, I thank you, and weekend is coming up, so have a nice weekend.